You may remember that our basement needed a lot of work. It was in pretty rough shape when we bought the house. You can see the walls are not looking so great. It turns out the floor is this old asbestos tile that we need to have removed by a specialist. And yeah, luckily the walls were okay. They didn't have asbestos in them. We got that tested, and the tile, so it's just the floor that we have to have a specialist come in to remove, which is another expense we're hoping not to have to deal with, but these kind of unexpected things come up sometimes. Just a public service announcement that many old homes do have asbestos-containing materials in it, like our house. Up until 1989, when they were banned, they were used in a lot of different products like floor tiles, pipe insulation, wall materials, even like the adhesive used, the mastic to attach floor tiles. So it's good to get your materials checked if you're uncertain about it. If the floor is in good enough shape, you can just go over it. But ours was, cracked in some places, missing some tiles. It was not very flat. And so it was going to be a problem for us to have a decent floor on top of what was there. So that's why we're getting the tiles removed. You can see the furnace is something that we wanted to take out so that we could expand this bathroom. This was our downstairs powder room. You can see it's pretty gross. And so this was something that was definitely going to have to go. It's very small and not too functional. So our idea is to take the wall across there when the furnace isn't there and have a larger bathroom in that spot. This was the original 100 amp electric panel. It's called a Pushmatic, I found out. It has a different kind of breaker. And apparently they were state of the art at the time it was put in, but it is very outdated at this point, and we needed more than 100 amps for everything a modern house needs to use these days. So luckily we got an electrician come in and upgrade our panel to a modern breaker style 200 amp panel that you can see here, so that we'll have enough power to put in our mini split units and an induction stove and everything else that we need. Upgrading the electric panel also meant having to move the laundry tub because the electric panel was going to be too close to the laundry tub. It needs like 3-foot clearance around it. We got help from Patrick Rush Plumbing and Heating, and Patrick came in and really got our plumbing cleaned up, which was a big help because Ben doesn't like plumbing. After taking out the kitchen wall, the smaller bathroom wall wasn't so bad. So Ben did a pretty efficient job at getting rid of that. Just one thing to note when you're taking out a wall is make sure that it's not load bearing. Neither of our walls were load bearing, so we had no issue taking them out.
If you've seen some of the previous videos of the demo here, you might wonder why the toilet and the sink are here. I was originally intending to yank and toss these right away, but slight problem, there are no individual shut-off on either. So it looks like I have to unsolder these, cut them off, cap them. Because unfortunately there's not even a shut-off on the other side. So there's going to be the entire house of water on top of here that I got to get off before I can solder anything. Because there's no way it's going with water in the pipe.
Well, we had our dumpster. Ben did a bunch of demo down in the basement, trying to get off all of the old drywall and plaster. We needed the ceiling open. Well, for one, the ceiling had a bunch of holes in it anyway, so we were going to need to redo the ceiling, but also we're going to run electric up there. And so it's going to be easier to have the ceiling open to do that. After Ben took down a bunch of the ceiling material, I went and pulled out all of the remaining nails and bits of drywall and stuff that was still stuck up there to get the ceiling prepped for new drywall. With the old bathroom pipes capped off, we had the area all clear, the old toilet and sink out, most of the old wall down, and then it's going to be the new bathroom area. Saw the ceiling was down, so we're pretty much cleared out for them to be able to get rid of all of that asbestos containing floor tile and move on to building instead of demoing. We did still need to get rid of the old oil boiler. So Ben started to dismantle that while I cleaned up some of the debris from all the demo work we had done. While we tried to drain a lot of the water out of the system before disconnecting it, we didn't get it all out. And so there was a point where some water was coming down from the pipes, had to catch it with that bin there. And actually, towards the end of this clip, there was another pipe that was still pressurized with water in it. And that gave us a little bit of a shower, but it did give us an opportunity to wipe down the floor.
Ta-da!
So out with the old and in with the new. Stay tuned to see what our basement looks like later.